Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Mayor and Council meeting of October 21st, 2025 for the Borough of Fair Lawn. Will the municipal clerk please read the statement of compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act?
In accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, adequate notice of this meeting, given the time, date, and information for access in this public meeting, was advertised in the Record and the Herald newspapers on June 23, 2025, was posted on the bulletin board located on the first floor of the municipal building, was filed in the office of the municipal clerk, and was posted on the borough's website.
Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Here.
Councilmember Kraus?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Rottenstreich?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Here.
Mayor Catrone?
Here.
And Mayor also in attendance is Borough Manager Peluso, Municipal Clerk Magarelli, and Borough Attorney Verone.
Will everybody please rise for the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If everybody will join me in the well for some proclamations. No, then you don't have to. Doesn't matter. Well, we can. Yeah. Okay.
Whereas opioid addiction has become a public health crisis that continues to devastate families and communities across New Jersey and the nation, and whereas Knockout Opioid Abuse Day, organized by the Partnership for a Drug-Free New Jersey in collaboration with the Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse and the Department of Human Services, serves as a statewide initiative to raise awareness about the dangers of opioid abuse and the importance of prevention, treatment, and recovery. And whereas in 2016, the State Senate and General Assembly jointly resolved that October 6th shall be permanently designated as Knockout Opioid Abuse Day in New Jersey. And whereas the Borough of Fair Lawn, the Fair Lawn Alliance for Substance Abuse Prevention, the Fair Lawn Stigma Free Committee, and the Health Advisory Board support initiatives throughout the year, particularly during October, to raise awareness about opioid abuse in New Jersey and take steps to prevent addiction. Now, therefore, the Borough Council, on behalf of Mayor Christina Catrone of the Borough of Fair Lawn, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, do hereby proclaim October 26, 2025 as Knockout Opioid Abuse Day in the Borough of Fair Lawn, and encourage all residents to take part in raising awareness, promoting education, and supporting those on the path to recovery.
Pam, do you want to come and accept this? Right? We didn't have any, right? Okay. You're welcome. Okay.
Thank you. Just to put it in perspective, opioid abuse has gone down from 82,000 deaths in 2023 to 72,000 deaths per year in 2024. Putting it into perspective, the amount of deaths that the Vietnam War took for our servicemen was 53,000 deaths. So when you put it in perspective, annually, this is taking out more than the entire Vietnam War on an annual basis. This is the largest epidemic, drug epidemic that we have ever seen in our history. So everything that we can do is moving forward. I bought a bunch of fun things from my partnership from a drug-free New Jersey and making it fun and having it be a remembrance and having it be to remember everyone who has passed, but all the people, all the lives that we're saving as a result. So it's really important that we, and parents especially, you are your children's biggest advocates. So, and you are their biggest voices. So by all means, scribble away, don't do drugs, don't do opioids, and there are alternatives to opioid pain. Not opioid pain, but, taking opioids.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll do a picture, and then you can give out your goodies.
Yeah.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. There you go. And 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Number 2.
Leave them here. Great, thank you. These are lots of fun things. Door hangers, love notes.
Anybody who's here, if you want to take any too on your way.
Send your kid a love note.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Whereas the borough of Fair Lawn, New Jersey, and the United States have been positively influenced by the extraordinary cultural, ethnic, linguistic, and religious diversity of its residents, including a significant Hindu-American population. And whereas there are an estimated 1 billion Hindus worldwide, with approximately 3.4 million Hindu-Americans in the United States, including those in Fair Lawn from diverse ethnic backgrounds such as Indian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi, Malaysian, Nepali, Sri Lankan, Caribbean, and European descent. And whereas Hindu Americans have greatly enriched the borough of Fair Lawn, contributing to its economic vitality, growth, and well-being through their work in fields such as science, medicine, business, and community service. And whereas Hindu Americans promote the ideals of tolerance, pluralism, and religious freedom, which are inherent to their beliefs, while also respecting the diversity of all religions and contribute through the principles of seva and ahimsa, selfless service and nonviolence. And whereas, despite their positive contributions, Hindu Americans face rising hate crimes, stereotypes, and bullying, and efforts are needed to foster greater understanding and appreciation of their heritage. Now, therefore, the Borough Council and Mayor Christina Catrone, the Borough of Fair Lawn, do hereby proclaim October 2025 as Hindu American Awareness and Appreciation Month in the Borough of Fair Lawn, to increase awareness and to foster a better understanding of our Hindu American community.
On behalf of the Fair Lawn Hindu community, I sincerely thank the Mayor, the Council, and Borough for this wonderful recognition. Hinduism teaches us the values of peace, harmony, and service, principles that deeply align with the spirit of our town. We are proud to be part of a community that celebrates diversity and unity. Thank you for this proclamation.
Let's take a picture. You guys come in the middle.
We're all in the same color.
I can't help it.
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you. Yes, sure, absolutely.
This is straight to be great.
1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yep. Gail, we miss you at the light day. We have to be sweet. I have to.
I was at my job. Oh, my turn. I get to do a fun one. Whereas throughout the history of our nation, Italian Americans have made countless and invaluable contributions to the arts, sciences, business, education, public service, and our communities, enriching the cultural fabric of the United States. And whereas Italian American Heritage and Culture Month, celebrated in October, honors the achievements and influence of Italian immigrants and their descendants who came to America seeking opportunity, freedom, and a better life. And whereas Italian Americans have played an essential role in shaping our country's history, from creativity and innovation of individuals such as Sam Porcello, the food scientist credited with developing the modern Oreo cookie cream filling, to many Italian American artists, educators, and civic leaders whose hard work continues to inspire future generations. And whereas the Borough of Fair Lawn proudly recognizes the many Italian American residents who have contributed to the strength, character, and spirit of our community through their hard work, family values, and devotion to public service. And whereas this month provides an opportunity for all residents to learn more about and celebrate the rich traditions, language, and cultural heritage of Italy that continue to inspire future generations, now, therefore, the Borough Council and Christina Cutrone, Mayor of the Borough of Fair Lawn, County of Bergen, do hereby proclaim October 2025 as Italian American Heritage and Culture Month in the Borough of Fair Lawn, and encourage all residents to join in celebrating the history, culture, and achievements of Italian Americans who've helped shape our community and nation. And one of those Italian Americans is right here, our mayor, Christina Cutrone.
Thank you. Did you want to say anything about Italian Americans?
Well,
or Italy?
The only thing I wanted to say is the only place I've been to more than Israel is Italy, and if I could take every other trip to Italy, I would do that. And I love everything that Italian Americans have brought to this country, but, you know, particularly the food. And there's nothing like a good Italian deli.
I am a very proud Italian American. My mom was born in Calabria and emigrated to the United States when she was 6 years old. Italian culture has surrounded my family for many years, and I'm excited that we're doing this proclamation this year. All right, Chris, you're right back.
All right.
Oh, we should take a picture, right? Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Because I want to post that. Do you want it to do this kind of hand?
Yeah.
That just comes in.
Ready, 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Okay, this next proclamation is for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Whereas domestic violence is a serious crime that affects people of all races, ages, genders, and socioeconomic backgrounds, and whereas the Borough of Fair Lawn recognizes that preventing domestic violence requires the collective effort of law enforcement, advocates, service providers, health professionals, educators, faith leaders, and concerned residents. And whereas the mission of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, observed every October, is to raise public awareness about domestic violence, honor survivors, and remember those who have lost their lives to this tragic issue. And whereas the Domestic Violence Awareness Project has chosen the 2025 Domestic Violence Awareness Month theme, With Survivors Always. As we work to end domestic violence, we affirm our commitment with survivors towards safety, support, and solidarity. And whereas the Borough of Fair Lawn is committed to promoting safe and healthy relationships, supporting survivors, holding offenders accountable, and working toward a community free from abuse and fear. Now, therefore, the Borough Council and Christina Cutrone, Mayor of Fair Lawn, do hereby proclaim October 2025 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month in the Borough of Fair Lawn, and encourage all residents to speak out against domestic violence, support local organizations that serve victims, and help create a culture of respect and nonviolence in our community.
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to ask Councilman Matt Seymour to come up and say a few words. He does a lot of work raising awareness about domestic violence, and so we thought it would be fitting to have him here this evening to accept the proclamation and say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor Cutrone. at least 1 in 4 women and at least 1 in 9 men at some point in their lifetime will be a victim of violent physical assault, sexual violence, or stalking. Intimate partner violence does not discriminate based on any of our differences. It affects all of our communities and all of our families. Unfortunately, it is not a fait accompli, but those who need help will reach out and ask for help. It affects our children. It affects our entire society. It's a privilege and honor to be invited here tonight, and I'd like to invite everyone here in attendance and watching at home to attend our 7th Annual Domestic Violence Awareness Symposium, which will be held tomorrow night, which is Wednesday, October 22nd, at the New Milford Public High School in the auditorium at 6:30 p.m. Our symposium is open for live attendance. It will also be simultaneously live streamed to the New Milford Public School District's YouTube channel. We may be many faces, but we are one family, and together we can be the change, and together we can make a difference. So I hope you'll attend. Our theme this year will be digital safety. We'll be talking about online safety, social media safety, as well as overarching themes affecting intimate partner violence. This is our 7th year, and we couldn't be prouder to be part of our community and trying to help those in need. We hope to see you tomorrow night. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay, last proclamation for the evening. Whereas attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, is a common neurodevelopmental condition that affects both children and adults, influencing focus, organization, emotional regulation, and impulse control. And whereas research shows that ADHD is highly manageable through education, understanding, and appropriate treatment, enabling individuals with ADHD to lead successful and fulfilling lives. And whereas ADHD affects people of all ages, races, and backgrounds, and raising awareness helps reduce stigma, promote acceptance, and support those impacted by the condition. And whereas individuals with ADHD often demonstrate creativity, energy, and innovation and innovative thinking that contribute positively to our schools, workplaces, and communities. And whereas the Borough of Fair Lawn recognizes the importance of supporting families, educators, healthcare providers, and community organizations who work tirelessly to increase awareness and provide resources for individuals living with ADHD. And whereas during this month, we join organizations across the nation in educating the public about ADHD, highlighting available support systems, and advocating for understanding and inclusion for all. Now, therefore, the Borough Council and I, Christina Catrone, Mayor of the Borough of Fair Lawn, do hereby proclaim October 2025 as ADHD Awareness Month in the Borough of Fair Lawn, and encourage all residents to learn more about ADHD and support efforts to create a more inclusive and understanding community. And as a mom of a child with ADHD, I can tell you it is, I think, one of the most misunderstood challenges that a kid can face. But kids who have ADHD are some of the strongest and most resilient and determined people. And so we all, I think, need to do everything that we can to support them and to help kind of turn this stigma around. It's not, ADHD used to be this idea that it was just the kid that couldn't sit still in a classroom or couldn't, keep their focus. But there's a lot more to it. And then kids like that need our support and they need our help and they need praise. They need a lot of praise and positive reinforcement because, as I said, they are creative, they are innovative, and they can do a lot to help our communities. So this is the first year I think we're doing this proclamation. I'm a little ashamed that I didn't realize that it was October for this long, but I'm glad that we're doing it now. Let's take a picture.
One, two, three. And 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Right.
Yep, that's it. Okay, council comments. Good evening, council member Salinas.
Good evening, everyone, and good evening, Mayor. Thank you. Thank you to all of our proclamation recipients for being here this evening to accept their recognitions. We appreciate you taking the time to join us and share in these moments of celebration. I'd like to wish all who celebrate a joyous Diwali filled with love and light. It's been a wonderful and busy month here in Fair Lawn with events and celebrations. Earlier this month, I had the pleasure of joining lunch over at the Senior Center, which is always a highlight, as well as attending the Latin Heritage Committee events at the Rec Center and at the library, which had an incredible turnout. It's always inspiring to see our community come together to celebrate and connect. As we head into the end of this month, I'd like to wish everyone a happy and safe Halloween, and please be mindful of our trick-or-treaters to drive slowly, stay alert, look out for pedestrians. And I want to stress the importance of Election Day. Your voice matters, your vote matters, and participating is one of the most meaningful ways to shape our community's future, so make sure that your voice is heard and counted. And before I close, I want to share how proud we should all be that Fair Lawn was just ranked amongst the top 10 places to live in New Jersey by Travel and Leisure. That recognition is a testament to this community of our people, our partnerships, and the way we continue to work together for the good of Fair Lawn. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, Councilmember Kraus.
Good evening, Mayor. First, do want to recognize again all of our proclamation recipients and just say a quick couple things about that. First of all, Pam, for as long as I've known you, you've been a super strong advocate for opioid awareness, and I know you've likely been for much longer than that. And I really appreciate your leadership on that issue. And wanted to congratulate our Hindu population on Hindu Heritage Month. We really appreciate having you as a part of our town. Also shout out, I too am Italian American. I'm very proud of that heritage. I actually do chase some of my family back to Calabria,
really?
As well as Palermo. That side of my family has always been about lots of great food and lots of family and putting the two together. Congratulations to all of our Italian residents, and a special shout out to our Cosmos Club in town, which is our Italian American club in town. Domestic Violence Awareness Month, to all of our survivors, we are behind you, and I hope you all know that. To anyone who needs support, there are resources out there for you, and I hope you can get out of that situation. As well as for ADHD Awareness Month, in my work as a coach in town, I've definitely met a few kids who have that, and they are special kids, and they deserve that understanding and that ability to show the world just how special they are. Thank you to everyone for your work in bringing awareness to these issues and for being a part of our community. Got to attend a couple of special events over the last month. The Fall Festival was a really great turnout. love being able to work with the high school kids and just all parts of our town were there. Both, inside you had a lot of great arts and crafts on for sale, and outside, a number of our different organizations were there for people to see and take part in. That's a great event. Latin Heritage was a great time, and I want to thank Councilmember Salinas first for making me get out on the dance floor, and then second for not making me leave once I actually got out there on the dance floor. So both were appreciated, and that was a fantastic event. A lot of energy and excitement, very fun to attend. So I want to thank our Community Relations Committee for their work on that. And let's just see here. I will end too on echoing Councilmember Salinas' comments. First of all, happy Halloween to everyone who celebrates. Hope everyone is safe and has a great time that night. And of course, Election Day is coming up. It's coming up on November 4th. Make a plan to vote. Voting is extremely important. As we all know, we have our governor's race and a number of very important local races. And these things are decided by the people who show up, not the people who, wish they would have showed up the day after. It's very important that people come out and exercise your right to vote. It's a right that generations of people have died to protect for you. And it's a right that ensures that our community heads in the right direction, that our country heads in the right direction. I'm confident that when you have high turnout elections, you have positive results. And so I hope everyone chooses to exercise their right to vote and makes an informed decision on November 4th. And actually, one more, I just want to take a special moment to shout out Fairlawn resident Maddie Pellicano, who is young Bruce Springsteen in the Deliver Me From Nowhere movie.
You're stealing my Did You Know?
Well, I guess I won't say anything more than that, except that Maddie's a kid. Actually, I've been coaching since he
added that in there.
since he was in first grade in wrestling, and looking forward to another season with him. And great kid, great family, and I guess I should stop talking about it now. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Kraus. Good evening, Deputy Mayor Rottenstreich.
Good evening, Mayor Catron. So I usually try to write down my council comments because otherwise I go all over the place, but this is what they look like today, so we're going a lot of different places. I want to thank the members of the Hindu community for coming tonight to accept the proclamation. In the years that I've been on the council, I've seen the Hindu community just grow and become. I want to stop. I'm going to give a warning. I have 3 more council meetings, and I probably won't get through them without crying. I'm not running for re-election, so just bear with me. It's only 3 more. And I'm choking up because the Hindu community has become such an integral part of the Fairlawn community, and I'm so blessed to know so many wonderful people through these events that we've had together, and I just wanted to thank you all for being here with us, for choosing Fairlawn, and for making Fairlawn just, absolutely wonderful. I know not all Hindu people come from India, and not all Indian people are Hindu, but there is quite an overlap, and I was honored to go to the facade ribbon cutting last week for Manjal. They were part of the Main Street program where we did a grant, and I'm sure Tony's going to talk about this as well, but we did a grant to renew their facade. And I was so impressed because not only did they renew their facade, but they renewed the interior of the restaurant as well, which just shows what happens when we invest in our small businesses and when our small businesses invest in our community. And I'm so proud of that. And as it happens, I ran into, as I was coming in, the owners of another Indian restaurant here in Fairlawn, because we're blessed with 2, the owners of Taste of Naan, Fairlawn High School graduates. And I was just so happy to see them, and they said they're going to be having a ribbon cutting soon. So I'm going to be looking forward to that. And I did want to personally thank Pam for the work that she's done on substance abuse awareness and opioid abuse awareness, and to thank you for pointing out that decrease in substance abuse deaths between 2022 and 2023, which shows that when we do the work, there are results. I also I want to shout out Councilmember Salinas for all the great events. I happened in Latin American Heritage Month. I got to go to the Juani's event. I got to hear the music. I got to see the dancing, and it was just fantastic. And again, it's investing in community and investing in the local business and the local business investing in us. It's just all working together really well. It's part of what I'm really proud of, having, for the years that I've been on the council. It's what I want to see going forward. The council has been so supportive of the work of Fair Lawn Main Street, and understanding how important it is to invest in our small businesses here in our community. And, I'm looking forward to seeing that work continue. I also wanted to thank Councilwoman Salinas for pushing and helping to get planted a garden on Ivy Lane, which was planted today with Jane Spadell and the Garden Committee. It's just a beautiful memorial garden, and it was part of just one big planting project. There was also several oak trees planted in a memorial this past weekend, and I want to thank the borough manager and DPW for cooperating with Shade Tree and Green Team and just getting more trees in the ground. On that note, Sunday we have an Arboretum Day of Service. It's from 11 to 2 p.m. If you love our Arboretum, as I do, come to Fairlawn Avenue and Well Drive and help give it a little cleanup, help do some mulching, help do also more tree planting, and help us just do some maintenance around the Arboretum. It's a wonderful resource, but it takes a lot of work. And, a lot of times we've got just a few volunteers, but this is an opportunity for everybody to come out and be part of making good change in the world. I also wanted to mention another program that we have on Monday. This is from the Historic Preservation Commission. It's called Hidden Histories, Enslaved and Freed People of Bergen County. And this is going to be discussing the history of Black people in the Dunkerhook area. Dunkerhook actually means dark corner. So it was an area where there were enslaved Black people, and then there was also a very vibrant freed Black community in the Dunkerhook area in the late 19th century. So it's going to be a fantastic program, and I look forward to hearing it, and I hope everybody can join us. There's an Eventbrite up if you want to sign up. And on Tuesday, we're having a community energy meeting. And at that meeting, we're going to be discussing our borough's community energy plan, how we're going to make our borough more sustainable. We're also going to be talking about the community solar plan, which thank you, Mayor Catrone, for inviting me to your Facebook Live today to talk about the community solar. I assume you're going to say a few words about it in your council comments, so I'm not going to steal your thunder on that. But the program on Tuesday should be very informative. So it's going to be right here, Tuesday, 7 o'clock. So please, if you have any questions at all about energy efficiency upgrades, the community solar in general, please come on out on Tuesday. And then I just finally wanted to mention that this Sunday, actually, the 250th committee was out at the River Road Street Fair, and they got a wonderful reception. We're going to be celebrating in all of 2026 our 250th anniversary, starting on January 1st with the 5K, and then on January 8th, we're going to have a big kickoff at the high school. And one of the things that we're doing to support the programming is we are selling these challenge coins, which each have one of the historic places in Fairlawn, the Vanderbeck Noggle House, the Cadmus House, the Dutch House, Garrettson Forge and Farm, and then we have one that's a Fairlawn in general, and they've all got this wonderful 250th logo, which was created by one of our high school students. And so we're really proud of that. We're really proud of Fairlawn's celebration of our history. And the final point I just want to make is that American history belongs to everybody. It doesn't matter when you came here, when you became a resident here, when you chose the United States as your home, all of the history that we have so much to be proud of becomes yours. You know, my family wasn't here in 1776. They didn't start coming until the 1800s and their early 1900s. Each came in a successive wave of pogroms in Europe. I can literally tie every ancestor to the date of a pogrom in Europe, and they left, and they came here, and they found sanctuary and freedom, and they became part of the fabric of this country, as the Italian Americans and Hindu Americans have become part of the fabric of this country. We all own the history of this country, and I just want to end by saying I'm so upset today to have seen the White House the East Wing of the White House just be demolished by a backhoe without any of the considerations that we give to historic preservation. Because, again, the history, all these places, the history belongs to all of us. It doesn't belong to any one person. And we all have to work together to preserve the freedoms that we've fought so hard for over these years. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Good evening, Deputy Mayor Reinitz.
Good evening. I've been a lot of places, apparently, according to my notes. So I wanted to start by, I went to the fire board meeting, I think the night after our last council meeting. The fire department and rescue are currently in the middle of their biggest fundraiser of the year. As you know, they're both volunteer services. They have their weekly raffle where Doug Sadowski dresses up and makes fun of Mark Palmieri weekly on Facebook Live. So if you want some skin in the game, buy a couple of raffle tickets, and it's well worth it. This month is Fire Prevention Awareness Month. All the firehouses did open houses and visits to a lot of the schools. So I thank them all for taking extra time to do those things. As the deputy mayor mentioned, there was a facade, the facade program at Manjal, which was a really well attended event. We've now had 2 events on Lincoln that have both been very well attended, which is great. There was a woman who flew in from Colorado and had some time to speak with a member of the governor's administration, whose job it is to liaise with Indian businesses and Indian communities. And we're going to be working with him to try to get some trade opportunities with Fairlawn and bring some Indian businesses over here, and maybe have an opportunity for some of our Indian businesses to get some notice over there. So I'm looking forward to being able to do that. I also, I'm not sure if we mentioned this last meeting or not, but every time I go to a facade program, I think of Alan Weitzman, who was really the godfather of that program and put it together, starting with Frank Hall. And Alan passed away recently. Alan gave so much to this town without asking for anything. So I think we, should honor Alan and always keep Alan in our thoughts. And I think the facade program is obviously a great way to keep his legacy alive. and to keep moving forward. So, to Alan's family, he's still in our thoughts. He hasn't been forgotten, and I wanted to share my condolences. I did have the opportunity to attend 3 Diwali ceremonies this past week. One at Thomas Jefferson with the borough manager, where we had the opportunity to present a proclamation. Fortunately, they did not ask me to dance on stage, which was good. And then I think the biggest applause that I've ever gotten at any event was when we announced that we are moving forward with installing a cricket pitch in town. So, see? So looking forward to it. And then I was invited by the community to attend the county Diwali ceremony. It was the first time the county had one, and it was really interesting because they had pictures rotating on a screen of every town's Indian community and a celebration from it. And from what I could see, I think we may have the largest or one of the largest communities in the county, and certainly one of the most active. And our performers that performed were the best performers there that day. So there's that. I did get to attend the 100th anniversary final last meeting, possibly at Company 4. We're in the process of converting the money that was raised into a scholarship, as well as looking into benches to post in areas around town where we think there's need for senior citizens who are walking and other people who are walking throughout town. I think it's a fitting legacy for the community. Look for that coming soon. I also filled in for the mayor at Jacob Laffman's Eagle Scout ceremony. Jacob is a young man who has been in class with my oldest daughter since they were in first grade, and he dedicated his Eagle Scout project to fixing up Fire Company 4, which was a great project, and several of the chiefs and ex-chiefs were there. I know they very much appreciated it. So congratulations to Jacob. I think the scout leaders were saying that we have a significant percentage of the Eagle Scouts in our area, and apparently there's a few more that will be coming soon. So I think that's something that Fair Lawn really should be proud of, especially the more I learn about how difficult it is to earn that honor. I also attended with 4 or 5 of our police officers and the chief the neighborhood watch meeting at the senior center. There was a lot of talk there about e-bikes, and if you were at our last work session, we are in the process of trying to supplement the state code with more stringent rules here in town for where the e-bikes can and can't be. I think it's an emerging issue, and we're trying to stay ahead of the curve on that. So I believe at our next work session, hopefully we'll be taking some action there. With regard to pedestrian safety, the Pedestrian Safety Committee met earlier this month, and then earlier this week, we sent a letter to the county asking them to take time to examine certain issues on county roads. We're looking to put bump outs at about 3 or 4 different parts of town that would narrow roadways, which from what we've learned since we started the committee, 6, 7 years ago, that narrowing roadways is really the best way to make the road safer and to help decrease speeds. So we're asking the county to allow us to narrow these roadways through bump outs, which will also create better crosswalks. One's at Lincrest, one is at Berkshire and Midland, and another one is at 4th and Moorlot, and we're examining Saddle River Road for that also. We've also asked the county to decrease our vacant properties are being maintained, and the borough manager and code enforcement have been enforcing our ordinances and basically forcing these property owners to either clean up or they're going to have to, they're going to be cited with violations. So I thank the borough manager for doing that. And then the last thing, I had the opportunity to go to Cozy Cafe a couple Fridays ago on World Mental Health Day, and Cozy had an open mic ceremony, which was really moving. There were a lot of people came in, especially for a Friday night, and read poetry and told stories really about what struggles they'd been through and how community helped them get through it. For me, listening to the mayor read the proclamation, it was really poignant for me as someone who struggles with ADHD. I was that kid that never got diagnosed with it and had no idea what was wrong with me because I wasn't hyper. And back when we were kids, they didn't diagnose you if you weren't hyper. So it just something I dealt with and didn't understand why my mind was different and thought differently and organized itself differently, and why certain things caused me to react in certain ways. I'm fortunate now, through the help of my therapist and other professionals, that I've gotten the diagnosis that's really changed my life, and so I'm thankful for that, and I thank the mayor for recognizing this important disease or disorder, and not being afraid to stand in partnership with people for it. And I know she's been a champion of mental health, and I think it's something that there should not be a stigma here. Fair Lawn has tried forever to be welcoming, and I hope we continue to do that. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Good evening, everybody. I want to start with a very quick thank yous for some of our wonderful community events over the past few weeks. I want to thank our Hindu community for another beautiful Diya lighting outside of Borough Hall. Thank you to everybody who organized it and created, again, a very joyful and inclusive evening. And I want to congratulate Manjal on their new facade improvement program. We were supposed to have representation there also to celebrate with us from the Federal Small Business Association. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to come since the government is still shut down, but he did promise that he will be back when he is back at work. So we're going to need another business to improve their facade so that we can celebrate again. But truly, the new exterior, if you haven't seen it at Manjal, is really beautiful, and they even did some changes on the inside of the restaurant as well. So if you haven't been there, I would encourage you to go. The food is delicious. And I want to thank our Latin Heritage Celebration Committee. Thank you to Councilmember Salinas and all of the members of that committee who helped put together a month-long celebration that was filled with music and dance and delicious food. And it really, most importantly, was a great opportunity to come together and to learn about each other and the many different cultures that make Fair Lawn so special and strong. I want to take this opportunity to share with everybody that the borough was awarded another age-friendly grant. So for 5 years, we've been receiving a grant from the Henry and Marilyn Taub Foundation, which allowed us to establish ourselves as an age-friendly community, hire an age-friendly coordinator. That grant is done at the end of this year. We found another grant that it was out there, and through the help of our grant writer, we found out recently that we could now officially say that we were awarded the grant. This grant is for $70,000 and will allow us to continue all of the programming that Lisa McClements has been providing through Age Friendly without having to increase putting the money into the budget and pushing it onto the residents. We're now getting it through this grant, which is wonderful. I do want to take a minute very briefly to address the letter that many residents, actually every resident in Fair Lawn should have received in the mail. It was on borough letterhead. It was directly from me, and it was about the New Jersey's community solar program. I'm going to start by saying if you have questions and you want more detailed information, you should come to Borough Hall on Tuesday, October 28th at 7 o'clock, right? There will be representatives from Solar Landscape, as well as members of our green team that are going to be able to answer all of your questions. We just had that presentation yesterday for our seniors at the Senior Advisory Committee meeting, and it was really, really helpful. But let me just say that the program is absolutely legitimate. It is part of a statewide initiative that allows residents to subscribe to solar energy projects without having to put solar panels on your home. So it gives you access to clean energy, again, without having to install panels on your home or leasing your home to panels. If you're interested in signing up, it is voluntary. But I'm going to ask you that you please only use the website link that is on the letter that you receive that looks like this from me, or you call this phone number. What I was told by 2 different residents is they had lost the letter and they went onto the internet and just did a search. And when they did that, they clicked on a link that was not this program, and it started to ask them for credit card information. That program is a scam. This program does not require you to give your social security number, your credit card information, or any bank account information. It asks you to put your name, your address, and your PSE&G account number. That is it. If you are anywhere that is asking for a credit card, you are in the wrong place and you should click out of that website. You can also learn more about this by going on to PSE&G's website, onto the state's New Jersey Board of Public Utilities website, or the state government's website for community solar. So the short version of this is we're in an energy crisis. There is not enough energy to even purchase in many places around the country. And for New Jersey in particular, companies like PSE&G are actually purchasing energy from Pennsylvania in order to supply energy to residents in New Jersey. So this program, which was created 2 years ago, 2018, and was piloted for 2 years, allows solar panels to be built on commercial properties or landfills only. It allows companies like PSE&G to purchase that energy at a much cheaper rate than non-renewable energy. And then it forces companies like PSE&G to pass the savings on to their customers and not just be able to benefit from the savings and then continue to raise prices on the customers. So it benefits PSE&G. They get to purchase cheaper energy, and it benefits residents because you get a little bit of that savings. And it benefits the environment by going solar and not relying on non-renewable energy. So it is completely legitimate. It is not third-party billing. Everything is through PSE&G. You are not signing up with Solar Landscape. You are not signing up with another company. So I just ask that if you have questions, you can ask us directly. There have been some comments on the the borough's social media pages of people sharing their thoughts on what this is. Most of those comments are not accurate. So I would just ask if you have questions, you can ask us directly. You can call the phone number that's on the letter. But we're really excited about this because come 2026, if you're signed up, and 807 households are already signed up in Fair Lawn, you should start to see a little bit of a savings on your bill. I want to talk, you heard a lot about voting, so I just will reiterate it's incredibly important and everybody needs to vote who is eligible to vote. I want to remind you that there are multiple ways to vote in New Jersey. You have to pick one. You can still vote by mail. You can still ask for an application if you think you're not going to be here to vote in person, or if you just prefer to vote by mail. And if you have a vote by mail ballot already, you don't even have to put it in the mail. You can come bring it right in Borough Hall's parking lot, and there's a drop box, and you just seal it and put it right into the drop box. Early voting starts this Saturday, October 25th, and runs through Sunday, November 2nd. The hours are Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The three closest locations to Fair Lawn are Bergen Community College in Paramus, the Garfield Senior Center, and the Richard Rhoda Center in Teaneck. Those are the three closest to Fair Lawn. There are many others throughout the county. You can go on the boroughs. I think we have it on the website, yeah, or the county clerk's website. And then, of course, you can also, if you prefer, you could vote on Election Day, Tuesday, November 4th, at whatever polling place you have been going to. But if this is your first time voting or you don't know where to go, you can always reach out to the clerk's office and they will point you in the right direction. All right. And then my last, you got a little sneak peek of the Did You Know? So Fair Lawn's own Matthew Pellicano Jr. will make his feature film debut in the upcoming Bruce Springsteen documentary, Springsteen Deliver Me From Nowhere, or not documentary, it's a biopic, actually. Matthew plays 8-year-old young Bruce, which is a dream role for any New Jerseyan. His acting career began only 2 years ago, but he's already appeared twice on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. When he's not on set, he's just like any other Fair Lawn kid. He likes to spend time with his friends, he told me, wrestling and playing baseball. And you can catch his big screen debut when the film opens this Friday. He is actually on a plane right now to California. And we're excited. We wanted to host him here tonight to present a proclamation to him and congratulate him, but you know, he's off to see Bruce, so he can't really compete with that. So we will host him at our November council meeting to celebrate him. So please get out there and watch the movie. And we're excited to have so many artists in all different genres that live here in Fair Lawn. All right, that's it for me for tonight. I'm going to move on to our Main Street Minute. Tony is here on behalf of Main Street.
So I was going to say something about the Monjol ribbon cutting, as well as the Lincoln Grill ribbon cutting. But as some of you know, we were very well attended, 3 council members, many from, someone from Josh Gottheimer's office, the NJEDA, who I work with regularly. It was a great event. And that woman, Dr. Purina Vore, she did come from Colorado.
Yeah.
Very exciting, very good turnout for that event. I'm going to talk about money because I know everybody likes to hear about money. I'm going to give you some numbers from the grants. I have pounded the pavement in this town for at least 2 years on grants. I have data from them, but it's so far behind. But just to give you some, baseline here. There's a lease grant. If you qualify, you can receive up to 20% of whatever your lease price is for 2 years. Okay? In 2022, we got $80,540.68. In 2024, we got $84,152.60. That was the only 2 years that we received funds, whether no one applied or they were just not eligible. I can't answer. 2025, I've seen very little, and I've called to find out. So we will get that. There is a little bit of 2025. There's an e-commerce grant. Can I just ask, does everybody know about our grants? Because if not, I'm going to take a minute. Yes?
No.
Take a minute.
The criteria,
You only have a minute, but go ahead.
I'm not going to do Ryan's thing, all right? But this is my thing.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You know what? You all have the ability to penetrate people I can't. You must have 5 people on your list. You must have 5 people on your list. And between you all, if you all have 5 and you find out that, you're not duplicating an effort, you can really help me in getting this year's Small Business Saturday to be better than ever. Liz Maresca did a great thing last year. She's going to do it again. Ryan wanted to get out of the Small Business Saturday business, but it looks like that's not happening. But again, if we could just get businesses to like and share what we're putting out about Small Business Saturday, people might actually get new people walking in their door. I don't know any other way to do it. So if anybody has ideas or anybody wants to send me 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 names of businesses that you regularly frequent, I will follow up with them because I don't have a lot of time. It's about 5 weeks from now. So that said, the e-commerce grant, we got $9,465 for oh my God, this is her company name, Jackie, the taco place on River
Buzz.
Road. What is it called?
Taco Buzz.
Yeah, because I always go by her business name. Okay, so she got that amount of money. In 2023, speech therapy received almost $9,000. So again, for those two, like $18,500 in grants. The big surprise is the Small Business Improvement Grant. In 2023, this town businesses received $172.22. Some of those businesses were the Shavarim Preschool, K-Chicken, which left. If anybody knows where they are, they've gotten 2 grants and they've left. Steps to Success, the nursery school on Broadway, got $50,000. That was 23. 24, we got $213,179.99, and the recipients of those grants were Coattails, X-Pac over in the industrial section, Living Great, Manjal himself, Ruby's Island, which is actually the chicken place over in the Promenade, Indigo Kid Club, My Dentist Fairlawn, Fairlawn SMA Group, which I've yet to figure out who they are, and a gentleman named Oliver Royce, who attended our Main Street event when we started, and I spoke to him, and he actually went for it, which was exciting. So all in total there, $713,756 for a grand total of $800,000 roundabout. The best grant was the manufacturing grant that we got for X-Pac. And he missed the grant 2 years earlier. He got $250,000. I think he's planning to stay. He's doing a lot of work there. But, there's a million businesses here who could benefit from these things, but they are reluctant. They don't know. So I just need a little bit of help. You make a big difference. I tell them I'm not from town. So, it would be helpful if those of you who are here tell them, inquire, find out. Okay?
All right.
That's my report.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
Okay, number 8, ordinances on introduction. Ordinance 2762-2025, an ordinance of the Borough of Fairlawn, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 62 Animals, Chapter 94 Fees, Chapter 111 Food Handler, and Chapter 173 Public Nuisances of the Code of the Borough of Fairlawn 2000, all related to the Health Department. May I have a motion that this ordinance be passed on introduction, advertised according to law, and that a public hearing be held on November 25th, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor, upon motion by Deputy Mayor Rottenstreich and a second by Councilmember Salinas, Ordinance 2762 was carried by a roll call vote of 5-0 with a public hearing to be held on November 25th, 2025.
Ordinance 2763-2025, an ordinance of the Borough of Fair Lawn authorizing the sale of certain real property designated as Block 3211, Lot 1-01 to Joseph and Leedy, how do you say that last name? I'm not going to, Quispy, pursuant to NJSA 40A:12-13B5. May I have a motion that this ordinance be passed on introduction, advertised according to law, and that a public hearing be held on November 25th, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
And Mayor, upon motion by Councilmember Kraus and a second by Deputy Mayor Reinitz, Ordinance 2763-2025 was carried by a roll call vote of 5-0 and will have a public hearing held on November 25th, 2025.
Ordinance 2764-2025, an ordinance authorizing the vacation of a portion of an existing utility easement located on a portion of Block 3601, Lot 2, Borough of Fair Lawn, Bergen County, New Jersey. May I have a motion that this ordinance be passed on introduction, advertised according to law, and that a public hearing be held on November 25th, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
And Mayor, upon a motion by Councilmember Salinas, second by Deputy Mayor Reinitz, Ordinance 2764-2025 will be carried by a roll call vote of 5-0 with a public hearing to be held on November 25th, 2025.
Ordinance 2765-2025. An ordinance for the Borough of Fair Lawn, the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 33, Police Department, Article 3, Entrance Requirements, Section 33-5, Requirements for Appointment to the Code of the Borough of Fair Lawn 2000. May I have a motion that this ordinance be passed on introduction, advertised according to law, and that a public hearing be held on November 25th, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Just briefly,
Sure.
I just want to thank Chief DeWicki for bringing this to us. I know a lot of us have been frustrated by the process of civil service, and for him to take the initiative to try to reframe how we can go out and hire and target specific types of employees that'll help both diversify and really enhance our police department, I think is something very worthwhile. So thank you to Chief DeWicki for that.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Okay, roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
The Mayor, upon a motion by Councilmember Kraus and a second by Councilmember Salinas, Ordinance 2765-2025 was carried by roll call vote of 5-0 with a public hearing to be held on November 25th, 2025.
Ordinances on public hearing and final passage. Ordinance 2758-2025, an ordinance amending Chapter 125 Land Development of the Code of the Borough of Fair Lawn 2000, Article 4, Supplementary Zoning Regulations, Section 125-38, Fences and Walls. Clerk Magarelli, has the Planning Board reported on this ordinance?
Yes, Mayor. A memo was received with a suggestion of additional wording regarding hedges, which was provided to all council members.
I think, looking at the memo, I think that there was some confusion by the planning board as to whether the word hedges was being added or removed. The ordinance as introduced removed hedges from the general 6-foot limitation applicable to fences or walls, and from the 3-foot limitations for walls and fences in the front yard setback and the corner transition areas, as well as from the new provision that would permit 8-foot fences and walls along the rear property line of properties that abut Route 208 and New Jersey Transit properties. So what we're trying to do is, allow people to put up 8-foot walls where they're backing on the highway in New Jersey Transit, but to not put a limit on the hedges. I just wanted to make a motion to amend the ordinance to keep hedges in the 3-foot limitation, so that it's applicable to the front yard setback and the corner transition areas, but to not include hedges when they're subject to a 6-foot limitation or the new 8-foot limitation. So the hedges can keep growing so that we can have more greenery, more privacy, but not where in the area where we need a 3-foot limit for sightline. So.
So do you want to make the motion to amend the ordinance the way you described?
Yes, I would like to make the motion to amend that ordinance.
Is there a second to amend the ordinance?
Second.
Okay. So now we vote to pass it, right? To pass it with the amendment. Right, Judy?
Roll call on the amendment.
Oh, on the amendment first and then on the, okay, so let's do a roll call on just the amendment.
Okay, roll call on the amendment for 2758-2025. Councilmember Salinas? Yes. Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Okay, 2758-2025, the amendment, motion by Deputy Mayor Rottenstreich and second by Councilmember Kraus, carried with the roll call 5-0.
Okay.
And then
Yep.
then I'd like to make a motion that the ordinance as amended be introduced on first reading tonight and advertised according to law, and that a public hearing be held on November 17th. So that's my motion.
Oh, at the work session. Got it. Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Discussion? Roll call.
Roll call to introduce 2758-2025 at the November 17th, 2020.
Well, no, we're
public
introducing
hearing.
it tonight.
Introducing tonight,
Yep.
public hearing to be held on November 17th, 2025. Roll call, Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Mayor Catrone?
Yes. Okay. Oh, do you have to read the?
Upon motion by Deputy Mayor Rottenstreich and a second by Councilmember Kraus, ordinance number 2758-2025 was carried by a roll call vote 5-0 with a public hearing to be held on November 17th, 2025.
Ordinance 2759-2025, an ordinance to amend Chapter 94 fees, Article 1, Schedule of Fees, and the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Fair Lawn 2000. Can I have a motion to open the time for public comment on this ordinance only?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The time for public comment is now open on this ordinance only. Seeing nobody, can I have a motion to close the time for public comment on this ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Public hearing on this ordinance is now closed. Can I have a motion that this ordinance be adopted on second and final reading and advertised according to law?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
Mayor, motion to adopt ordinance 2759-2025 on second and final reading was moved by Councilmember Kraus and seconded by Deputy Mayor Rottenstreich and carried by a roll call vote of 5-0.
Ordinance 2760-2025, an ordinance amending various sections of Chapter 232 Vehicles and Traffic, Article 2, Parking of the Code of the Borough of Fair Lawn 2000. Can I have a motion to open the time for public comment on this ordinance only?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Time for public comment is now open on this ordinance only. Please state your name.
Good evening, Pamela Coles. What does this ordinance entail regarding the vehicles and traffic article parking of the Code of the Borough of Fair Lawn 2000?
So these were the parking changes that we needed to make in order to create the new traffic flow in front of TJ Middle School.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
All right, thank you so much.
you're welcome. Anybody else on this ordinance only? Seeing nobody, can I have a motion to close the time of public comment on this ordinance only?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Public hearing on this ordinance is now closed. Can I have a motion that this ordinance be adopted on second and final reading and that it be advertised according to law?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas. Yes. Councilmember Kraus.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Rottenstreich.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz.
Yes.
Mayor Catrone.
Yes.
And Mayor, motion to adopt ordinance 2760-2025 on second and final reading was moved by Councilmember Kraus and seconded by Deputy Mayor Rottenstreich and carried by a roll call vote of 5-0.
Ordinance 2761-2025, an ordinance fixing the salaries of certain employees of the Borough of Fair Lawn, Bergen County, New Jersey as amended stipends. Can I have a motion to open the time for public comment on this ordinance only?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Time for public comment is now open on this ordinance only. Seeing nobody, can I have a motion to close the time for public comment on this ordinance?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Public hearing on this ordinance is now closed. Can I have a motion that this ordinance be adopted on second and final reading and advertised according to law?
So moved.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas.
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Rottenstreich.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz.
Yes.
Mayor Catrone.
Yes.
And Mayor, motion to adopt ordinance 2761-2025 on second and final reading was moved by Councilmember Kraus and seconded by Deputy Mayor Reinitz and carried by a roll call vote of 5-0.
10, public comments on consent agenda items only, 18-2025. Can I have a motion to open the time for public comment on consent agenda items only?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Time for public comment is now open on consent agenda items only. Please state your name.
Good evening, Pamela Coles. Consent agenda item 325-2025, resolution authorizing a professional service contract with QD Consulting Services, LLC, Development Direction, LLC, for affordable housing administration services. Can you elaborate a little bit on what that might be about?
Yes, so for affordable housing, this is our administrative agent, right? Not the planner, yeah. So we have to have an administrative agent for all of our in order to, we by law have to meet certain affordable housing, and we have to have an administrative agent, and that's what this is, overseeing that.
And then also on 327-2025, resolution authorizing a professional service contract with T&M Associates for affordable housing planner
Yeah,
services. That's for planner.
yeah, so that's for the planner to go
Right,
along, because we're
gotcha.
in now the fourth round of affordable housing.
Yeah, that makes complete
Yep.
sense. Okay, thank you.
Yep. No problem. Anybody else on the consent agenda items? We're almost at the general public comments. Okay. Seeing nobody, can I have a motion to close the time for public comment on consent agenda items only?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Time for public comment on this consent agenda is now closed. Will the municipal clerk read the consent agenda passage?
Whereas the following resolutions 312-2025 through 330-2025 having heretofore been placed on this consent agenda, require no discussion, same having been previously reviewed by each council member, be and are hereby adopted, ratified, and confirmed in their entirety by the mayor and council of the Borough of Fair Lawn.
Can I have a motion to pass the consent agenda?
So moved.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
And Mayor, upon a motion by Councilmember Kraus, seconded by Deputy Mayor Reinitz, consent agenda 18-2025 containing resolutions 312-2025 through 330-2025 was carried by a roll call vote of 5-0.
Okay, 12, new business. Can we actually do the Neglia proposal first? Because I just want to pull up my notes for the other one. Borough Manager, I believe that was yours.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Good evening. So hopefully everyone on the governing body, I'm sure, got a chance to review it. This proposal was sent actually quite some time ago. You might see at the date it was revised 3 separate times. We have had our borough engineer as well as our IT coordinator take a look and do a number of the responsibilities. That has led to significant savings for the borough. So this new proposal has the updated savings, and they're the tasks that will be done by Neglia Engineering. This will be for our watershed inventory report, phase 1, which we're really excited to move forward with.
Okay. Do you need consensus? Do you need us to roll call? What do you need?
What do you prefer?
I mean, you should get consensus.
Just consensus, right? So is there consensus to move forward with Neglia's proposal?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So zoning board recommendations to the planning board is what I put on here. So I just wanted to follow up very quickly with where we left off at the last work session. Obviously, the zoning board annual report had a lot of things in there. And so to kind of go through these in what I think is the most logical fashion, what I'm going to suggest is, well, we're moving forward with the items that there was consensus on, which was the mother-daughter ordinance, outdoor lighting, classification of the term old in junkyard definition, new property survey requirements, and the partial destruction exemption due to sheathing were the ones that there were consensus on. So the borough attorney is working on what needs to be worked on in order to move forward with those. And then what I would suggest is there were 5 items that were very specific to planning. Those were eliminating the solid wall type fences, the amendment of non-conforming lots, garage floor area ratio, deck height and coverage classification, and above ground or in-ground swimming pools. And I would like for us to basically send those to the planning board and have them review them first before we talk about them again. Mm-hmm. So does that work for everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then there were a few other ones that were smaller changes, like the outdoor storage loophole removal, gasoline service station. There were a few like that that I think maybe we can just, as needed, add them maybe one at a time or so onto a future work session. Those are ones that really don't pertain to the planning board. So does that work for everybody?
Yes.
Okay, great. So Gail, can you tell the planning board?
Okay.
All right.
They don't have enough work to do.
All right. Any other new business?
Yeah. Based on the fact that the former Green Dragons, 80s, Roadhouse, P-Tax, and
Stop, I haven't had dinner yet.
barbershop and cleaners
you.
property
Okay.
has sat vacant now for almost a year and a half. And any attempt that we have made to find out what the plans are has been unsuccessful. I would like us to start considering naming that area as an area in need of redevelopment. I think where it is in town, it's a consequential property, and I think for us to be reactive at this point and be patient, I think is a mistake. So I would ask for consensus for our attorney to begin the process of naming that an area of redevelopment so that we could pass a resolution to do so and then send it on to the planning board, which I believe is a process. Is that right, Judy?
What the process would be is the council would pass a resolution referring the matter to the planning board to do a study as an area in need of redevelopment. And the decision, obviously, the resolution obviously would have to include in there whether you want the study to include a condemnation area or not, a non-condemnation. So if you know how you want to proceed, I could prepare a resolution for the next meeting that would refer the matter to the planning board.
Yeah, the Deals property, I believe we did as non-condemnation, right? Yeah, I don't see any reason to do it as condemnation at this point.
So if the board, the council wants, I can prepare a resolution, either for the work session or for the, for your review at the work session and adoption subsequently, or however you want to proceed, that would refer it to the planning board to do a study for an area in need of.
When's the next planning board meeting? Do you know, Gail?
Yeah, it's the 10th, November 10th.
So we won't meet before then?
No.
No.
Yeah, we wouldn't get on that one,
But, okay.
right?
I don't know.
No, because next work session is 17.
No, but we could pass a resolution now.
Well, there's a little more things that need to go into a resolution,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? If I would need more specific information to put into the resolution.
Okay.
The planning board also has a really
Yeah, I did get the
agenda.
packet for the November 10th meeting, and it is quite, you already have the agenda set, right?
Yeah, and we have two applications. Well, finishing one application, two other applications.
Do you think there'll be a special meeting, maybe?
We actually have a special meeting planned for November 3rd for a fourth application.
Okay. All right, so consensus, I guess, then to do it at the work session? So you'll have it written up and ready for us at the work session? Okay. And then if needed, we can also ask the planning board not to give you more meetings, but to have another special meeting if we feel this needs to be done faster.
Yeah, I'm not aware of anything moving on it. I believe the borough manager said there haven't been any permits pulled. I know they've just been cited for non-compliance, so hopefully that spurs it also.
Okay. All right, so consensus to do that at the work session?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, great. Anybody else new business? Okay, 13, review of 2025 best practice inventory. Are there any questions or comments regarding the inventory that was emailed to us by the clerk? No. Okay. Do you need anything else except that's
Nope,
it?
that's
okay,
it.
great.
No questions.
14, Resolution 331-2025, resolution acknowledging the 2025 municipal best practices inventory. Can I have a motion to pass this resolution?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
And Mayor, upon a motion by Councilmember Salinas and a second by Councilmember Kraus, Resolution 331-2025 was carried by a roll call vote of 5-0.
Resolution 332-2025, resolution authorizing execution of a license agreement between the Borough of Fair Lawn and Omer Katz and Yael Doliner Katz regarding property located at 39-10 Northern Drive, Block 1302, Lot 14 in the Borough of Fair Lawn. Can I have a motion to pass this resolution?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Mayor Catrone?
Yes.
And Mayor, upon a motion by Deputy Mayor Rottenstreich and second by Councilmember Salinas, Resolution 332-2025 was carried by a roll call vote of 5-0.
Okay, number 16, public comments. Can I have a motion to open the time for public comments?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Time for public comment is now open. Please state your name prior to the comment.
My name is John Bennett, a resident of Fair Lawn, and Deputy Mayor Reinitz has raised the issue that I was going to raise here tonight, but I'm wondering if there's can be a remediation done at all in terms of putting up screening fences or requiring of a filling of the pit there, not so it's doing something other than just redevelopment of the property, doing something to avoid it as a nuisance in town and as a possible eyesore, among other things, for the community. So that was my question, if it's something can be done. I know you were looking at ordinances in other communities. There was some discussion about ordinance in New Milford and other ordinances that might be helpful, but as we've already heard, there appears to be no plan for redevelopment of this property. So can something be done to remediate the dangerous site that's been left there?
So as you pointed out, we looked into ordinances, and what we found was we actually have the ordinances for the most part that we need. And so as the deputy mayor pointed out, the borough manager directed our code enforcers to go out and take a look at the site and figure out which parts of the ordinance they're violating, and if need be, issue summonses and or make them fix whatever needs to be fixed as quickly as possible. The designating it an area of need of redevelopment is more like the next part, to ensure that what goes there is something that, fits there, right? And something we would want to see there. But in terms of filling in the pit, my guess is we probably can't require them to do that, but clearing it of the essentially forest that has grown in there.
Weeds that are there.
Yes, and making sure that the fence is as secure as it should be. Those are types of things that we can do. Deputy Mayor, was there other?
No, I think that was it. I think the problem with filling the hole is it's depends what you're going to do structurally there, because it's excavated for a basement.
I assume that was dug as a result of plans for redevelopment, putting a foundation into a new building on the site. So I understand that it was important to have a pit there, but no longer is there any plans of development.
Yeah.
And it seems like you should be able to get them to do something like was done at the old Nabisco site, to put a screening fence up so you don't see this pit.
Yeah, borough manager, can you at least, I mean, I know that the screening fence might not be a formal requirement, but it seems like an easy enough thing for them to just do, especially if they are violating our ordinances. Okay.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you for your patience.
Yes.
Pamela Coles. I just want to acknowledge the e-blasts that go out on every Friday from Ron Lauderman. They are hugely valuable. I actually take the time to read them, scrolling through each and every one, and only to discover that we do have a large pickup tomorrow, and what needs to happen, and all the various containers that need to be regarding recycling, and also recycling with the county. So they are hugely valuable, and I just want to thank Ron Lauderman for that. Also, thank you for assessing the public properties and making sure that they're taken care of and cleaned up, because they are a site. And I personally want to thank our borough manager, Kurt Peluso. Last Friday, I had, last Thursday, an 18-wheeler came down my block on George Street and took down my electric and my cable.
Oh my God.
And took everything out. Had nothing. It was easily repaired. Thank God the electric came down right to the meter portion, so nothing. I called PSE&G. They took a look at it, so I personally want to thank you for, and Chief Tawicki as well, because he, Kurt forwarded, the borough manager forwarded on to Chief Tawicki to make sure that everything was, that we got the name of the truck and everything was all in alignment. So I really want to thank you for your assistance and your help. And that was at the last minute, was over at the street fair. So, thank you for taking your personal time out there. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, 17, Resolution 333, right?
Yes, it'll be 333.
2025, executive closed session of October 21st, 2025. Will the municipal clerk read the executive session resolution?
Whereas NJSA 10.4.12b allows a public body to enter into a closed session during a public meeting, and if upon conclusion, the meeting will return to an open public session. And whereas the Borough of Fairlawn has deemed it necessary to enter into closed session, excluding the public, to discuss matters that are exempt from disclosure, pending or anticipated litigation or contract negotiation other than collective bargaining agreements. Now, therefore, be resolved that the Borough Council shall now enter into a closed session, and that the discussion in closed session may be made public when disclosure will not detrimentally affect any interest or duty of the borough.
Can I have a motion to go into executive closed session?
So moved.
Sorry.
Second. Anybody want to second that?
She did.
I did.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry about that.
Roll call.
Councilmember Salinas?
Yes.
Councilmember Kraus?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Rottenstreich?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinitz?
Yes.
Mayor Cotrell?
Yes.
And Mayor, upon a motion by Councilmember Kraus and seconded by Councilmember Salinas, Resolution 333-2025 was carried by a roll call vote of 5-0.